This watch, I got here, was first purchased by your great-grandfather during the First World War. It was bought in a little general store in Knoxville, Tennessee. Made by the first company to ever make wristwatches. Up till then, people just carried pocket watches. It was bought by private doughboy Orion Coolidge on the day he set sail for Paris. This was your great-grandfather's war watch, and he wore it every day he was in that war. He'd done his duty, went home to your great-grandmother, took the watch off, put an old coffee can, and in that can it stayed. Till your granddad, Dane Coolidge, was called upon by his country to go overseas and fight the Germans once again. It's time to call it World War II. Great-grandfather gave this watch to your granddad for good luck. Unfortunately, Dane's luck wasn't as good as his old man's. Dane was a Marine, and he was killed, along with all the other Marines at the Battle of Wake Island. Granddad was facing death. He knew it. None of those boys had any illusions, but they were leaving that island alive, so 3 days before the Japanese took the island, your granddad asked a gunner on an Air Force transport named Wanaki, a man he'd never met before in his life, to deliver to his infant son, he'd never seen in flesh, his gold watch. 3 days later, your granddad was dead, but Wanaki kept his word. After the war was over, he paid a visit to your grandmother, delivering to your infant father his dad's gold watch. This watch. This watch was on your daddy's wrist when they were shot down at Hanoi. He was captured in a Vietnamese prison camp. He knew that if the Gooks ever saw the watch, it would be confiscated, taken away. The way your dad looked at it, this watch was your birthright. You'd be damned if any slope's gonna put the greasy yellow hands on his boy's birthright. So he hid it. In one place he knew he could hide something, his ass. 5 long years he wore this watch, up his ass. And he died of dysentery. Give me the watch.
Dysentery.
I hid this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass. 2 years. And after 7 years, I was sent home to my family. Little man, I give the watch to you.
I give the watch to you. Such a powerful story, right? That's the good old Witching Hour intro. Welcome to the Witching Hour. It's me. It's Tim. Glad to be here. Hey, here I am. I'm on this little screen right here. You can see that, right? Hi guys. How you doing? It's Tim Oceans. I think Harold might be joining us, but I figured I'd just, pull up some Diablo in the meantime. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've run any of this stuff. I've gotten geared up as a sorceress. I've done my part, and I've run my runs and got my Andy runs and my Mephisto runs and my Ball runs and my Diablo runs and my Cow runs, and you do a lot of running in this game. If you're a sorceress, you actually just kind of teleport around most of the time. So yeah, let's get this cracking. Let's go run something. Let's see what the Nightmare Zone looks like. Lost City. It's not really something I'm into. Let's just go do Andy, huh? Andy's so easy and quick. And as soon as I say that, I'm sure I'll spend a hot minute looking for the port here. But yeah, this is basically Sorceress. Half the game is just spent right-clicking, teleporting around. But I mean, this is so much better, right? I mean, you can just clear out a zone, look for all the boss mobs really quickly. Yeah, I definitely prefer this to just running around aimlessly. I mean, it's not really aimless. You're just doing the same thing, just on a slower scale. With this, you can just blink around the map. But yeah, we're here with Vikiat. That's my merc. And alright, there we go. Catacombs, boom. I always clear these fuckers out, man. Just because I just don't fucking deal with them. I don't know why. I really don't need to. It's kind of a waste of time. I get it. Everything's about time management in this game. Just get it in. Just get it in. Right. Die. Alright, we got an essence, and literally that's it. And I guess I'll pick it up. I don't know why. Sweet. So there's Andy. Oh, we're getting pretty low on TP. It sucks when you run low on TP. You know. You always gotta restock. Gotta restock. Keep it going. Keep it going. Alright. So like Andy, we started off with Andy. Let's just fill up here. You know, I feel like there is a faster way to just fill your coffers here. There must be, sort of. I think I've like watched some dude do it before. So I like Black Marsh, you know, but that's just me. It's not a high level, so let's just go run the pit. We'll do the little gauntlet here. It's what, Outer Cloister? Yeah. Running the pit. And this is Diablo, ladies and gentlemen. We've been here before. Now we're in hell difficulty. We're breaking all the immunities. We're running the pit. We're the Blizzard Sorceress. Taking names. Not taking names. Whatever that thing is. Alright, and there we go. So how's everybody doing out there? I hope you're doing well. We got through the pandemic. I think the last time I was playing Diablo, it was, dude, there was like pestilence and sickness about. Now everybody's fine and nobody's wearing masks anymore and everything's real cool. Everybody's going and doing stuff. What's, I'm curious, you know, what's some cool stuff you guys have done since the pandemic has ended? Harold, you joined me. I see you up there, Harold. Can you hear me?
Hey, you motherfucker, you're playing Diablo?
Yeah, man. I'm in hell difficulty, just shredding.
What a nerd.
Just shredding. Look at all these dudes. They don't stand a chance.
You're like the only man in the world still playing Diablo 2, I feel like.
I might be, and like I'm badass now. There's like one other guy, I like watch his videos. I'm pretty sure I like see him on here from time to time.
Yeah, that's alright.
Just doing pit runs, man. How are you? What have you done since the pandemic has ended?
Yeah. Well, honestly, this is gonna sound kind of fucked up, but the pandemic did not affect me at all. Like,
at all?
Nah. I'm the nah.
You didn't get sick?
Nah.
That's great.
Nah. I mean, I had like a little, you know, sniffles or whatever. Just like, it's fake. The whole thing is fake. Yeah, I didn't fall for it, and I'm still here for it. The whole thing. I'm not gonna say the only guy, but everyone else in my troop is like a bunch of conspiracy fucking like weirdo fucking psycho. No, I was just the one guy that, you know, kept going to work. My cafe didn't close.
Right. You worked throughout the pandemic?
No, I didn't get my check or nothing. Like, I just, I just worked through it.
And you just kept going?
Yeah, pretty much. I just lived my life. Like, it literally did not affect me. I mean, it affected me a little bit because, you know, obviously it affected everybody.
Yeah,
but, no, I would have gotten paid more had I just, like, quit my job for a couple months.
Right.
And just, like, gotten that government cheese. But no, I was like, no, I'm good. There's nothing wrong here. We're in the South. We don't care. It's fine. And it was. I was literally one of 10 people that was on the right side of history on this thing. And I'm not bragging about it, but
I'm not bragging about it, but hey, here we are.
I mean,
3 years later, and that's what happened.
Shit. Dude,
So you
I went to
didn't take any government cheese?
Well, they sent the stimmies out. I got a couple stimmies, but I would have made way more money had I quit my job and done nothing for a little bit. They would have paid me more had I done that. But you know, I was in a little tiny town in Tennessee, working for a very local business that was, you know, struggling to make ends meet, and I showed up, man. I was on the front lines every day.
You were, Harold.
Yeah,
You were
I really
an
was.
essential worker.
Yeah. And I did it. I showed up. I did my job. And, you know, I'm not expecting you all to, you know, pay me lots of money and pat me on the back. But if you want to, my Cash App is... No, I'm just kidding. Don't care.
I mean, go for it, man.
Nah, I don't need money. I'm fine. We're all good. Can we turn off this? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm all good. So, okay, cool. We got our Zoom thing going. Let me share screen, man. I want to do some weed stuff. I want to talk about weed. Marijuana.
What's the deal with weed?
It's
Sure,
awesome.
man. Let me.
I love it.
Let me just go ahead and allow you to
Enable.
share. How about now? Can you share?
Yes. Here we go, baby.
All right,
Here we
ladies
go.
and gentlemen, and so ends the run of Boots the Sorceress. We got a hell run.
Yeah. Ironically. Can you hear this shit?
Hold on. No. Don't do it yet. All right, I'm gonna bring you over. All right, now you're in. You're in, Harold.
I'll restart it. You see my screen?
No, but I can't hear it. That's the one thing I haven't figured out.
Oh yeah, hold on. Before I play it, I noticed that last time too, and I went back and checked it, and it wasn't just you that could not hear it. It was also the stream could not hear it. So let me check my levels here.
He's got to check his levels.
How do I get
What are
my
they
audio? Well, I was gonna play the Afroman song, so there's no reading
What are your
involved.
levels reading?
No, it sounds good on my end. It's just for some reason you can't hear it.
Yeah, my levels are poor over here.
I don't know how to fix that. Is there a way? Do you see it on your end, like a way for me to share audio or something like that? I don't know. Maybe I can just send you the link and you can play it. Maybe
Yeah, I
that'd be
can
easier.
totally play this because I got High Positive Remix. Is that
Yeah. Yeah.
what it's Okay.
Yeah.
Sure thing. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that.
Yeah. And we
So
can
what
edit
is this
this.
all about? Where did you come up with this this theory that like this ironically theory? What do you keep saying? You've said something like 6 times now.
No, I just saw Afroman live the other day and it changed my life. And I've always been an Afroman fan. And especially at the beginning of the year, you know, I got into Afroman because his house got raided by the police, and for no reason at all. He didn't do a goddamn thing. Like, they just hate him because he's black and has money and lives in, like, Mississippi or wherever the fuck he lives.
So you
And,
want to play the Positive Remix? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, drop that shit.
Okay.
Drop
Did you
that
get permission from him
shit.
to do this?
Just do the YouTube one. If we're on YouTube, it's gotta be cool, right? On YouTube?
If you have permission to play it, it is.
I got specific permission. I met Afroman, and I was like, yo, Afroman, I got this conspiracy theory podcast. It's called The Truth Hour. We want to play your Positive Weed remix. Is that cool? And he was like, yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'd consider that permission.
Can you hear it?
No. But, no, it's cool. I'm playing it on my end, so it's fine. Yeah, turn it up, y'all. Turn that shit up.
Smell the cannabis
hear it?
aroma, and
Yeah.
I got high.
Yeah. That's right.
Glaucoma's getting better, and I know why. Yeah, 'cause I got high, because I got high, because I got high.
Fuck that back.
I
Glaucoma.
used to smoke cigarettes, but then I got high.
So
Uh-huh.
Afroman is he's been repping this marijuana stuff for quite some time, you know. Wouldn't you say? I guess he would.
All right, Spark one. Smoke him if you got him.
Harold, that's lovely. I'm glad that you're participating in Afroman's. What would you call this? It's like a resurgence of Afroman. He's coming back, y'all. He's coming back.
Heard that shit up.
The question is, did he ever leave?
No.
I used to take
No, he
Xanax, but then I got high. No more prescription pills, and I know why.
Why,
Yeah, 'cause I got high, because I got high.
This is America,
because I
baby.
got high. The state made revenue because I got high.
He never went away.
They built a school or two
So-
because I got high. Now the state can fund drug treatment, and I know why.
Afroman, at the beginning of the year, he dropped this song, this album, right?
Because I got
Because he got raided for kidnapping
no more
and
criminal traps if
drug
it's
paraphernalia.
legalized.
Or drug something.
Yeah, he ain't kidnapped nobody.
Craps if it's legalized.
Nah.
I can never
But if you haven't heard about it, that's what he's doing. You know, he's fighting the government, I guess, right now. He's got charges up the ass.
Yeah, fuck
over
Feds.
there.
I want to say what's up to the entire
Does he?
staff.
Or did he get away scot-free?
All the secretaries, all the lawyers.
He's good. I think the sheriff's department is suing him for emotional damages right now.
The sheriff's department is suing him?
Yeah, for emotional damages.
That's awful.
Navigate the dispensary.
Yeah, because they raided his house for no
They
reason.
broke into his house. How would they do that? Yeah, man, I don't get the kidnapping thing, you know? That's pretty wild.
No, he has music videos about it. He's like, I get narcotics, but why kidnapping? He's like, do you find any kidnapping victims inside my CDs? He's like,
Inside of
nah.
my suit pockets?
No.
Oh, man. I don't think there was a single kidnapping victim in that case.
I didn't see any in there.
Hey, man, what if, like, it comes out, like, 10 years from now that he's, like, some serial killer and he's got, like, all these, like dudes, like, fucking in his basement or something?
There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Nah, he's just a dude trying to live his life, man. That would be funny, though. I mean, not funny, but, you know, ironically funny.
It would be ironically funny.
And listen, man, I'm not going to sit here and say that weed will save your life, but, you know, it makes me lazy, so I don't smoke it regularly. But, like, if you want to get high every now and then, that's cool, right?
I mean, I think it's fine. Yeah. I think it's a lot better than something like alcohol or even like cigarettes, you know? Like both of those things will kill you. I don't
Shit,
think
alcohol's
marijuana's
caused
ever killed anybody.
alcohol has caused me more trouble in my life than any other drug. Anything.
I mean, I think a lot of people can say that, you know? Like alcohol tends to like ruin your life. So do cigarettes, dude. Cigarettes will ruin your life. It's just a lot slower.
Yeah, fucking kill ya.
Yeah. Whereas, like, weed doesn't really do that. You know, it doesn't really have these horrible negative effects, you know. It does have some negative effects, especially with, like, long-term prolonged use, but it's just nowhere in the same ballpark, I feel like, as those other things.
Yeah, it makes me lazy. So the day-to-day, it just doesn't work for me anymore. It just makes me lazy. It's a whole other thing. It's just something you do every. It's like it's just a bad habit. But if you just enjoy it every now and then, you know, on the weekends or, you know, whatever, I think that's
That's
dope
the
as
way,
fuck.
man.
That is the way.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah. Just every now and then, just kick back and fucking spark one up. You'll feel so good.
For the homies too. Spark one up for the homies, you know.
Well, also, it kind of reminds me of we've both experimented with like psychedelic mushrooms, and we'll do a whole other episode on that. But
I think we have done an episode on that.
no, we've not, but we should. But it's a similar vibe, I think. But it's just not as intense as mushrooms. It's like the step cousin of mushrooms. It kind of, you know, you just get laid back.
Yeah,
Like,
it's nowhere
dude,
near the intensity level, you know.
well, yeah, but like, dude, I'll
Like
smoke
mushrooms,
weed.
especially like on high dosages, can just be completely like, you know,
Well, that's-
overwhelming sort of.
Well, I'm not talking about high dose, but like I'll smoke weed and I like feel bad about stuff that like I didn't necessarily feel bad about before. And it's not to say that I like empathy. I don't. I do empathize with humans on a day-to-day basis. But sometimes you just burn one and you're just like, damn, was I an asshole when I said that? Like, did I? It makes you. It kind of like it makes you sit back and think and kind of ponder, and it kind of gives you just like a little bit of different perspective on stuff. And I think it's a slightly more empathetic. Personally, it's a more empathetic response because you kind of get in your head a little bit and kind of start thinking like, you know, which could be good for some people or bad for some people. I mean, hey, here's the flip side: is like if this fucks you up and you get all up in your head, you're all like freaking out and get anxiety and stuff, which is real. That's a real thing. That's a real consequence of smoking weed. That happens to lots of people. It happens to me. It does, you know, if it's too much or if it's too often, or if it's just not for you, you know, step away. It's not for you. That's fine. You already have enough shit in your head. You don't need something else making you more anxious and paranoid and all that stuff. But it can kind of
It can have negative consequences for some people. Like not negative consequences necessarily, but like negative effects. You know. Like, I knew this dude, and, like, he just got really stressed out, you know? Every time he would smoke, he would just get stressed, and, you don't want to be like that, man. Like, you don't want to put more stress into your life.
I feel that especially if it's on a regular basis, because that's another stress that you're adding to your life. That it's just unnecessary. It's unnecessary, and you're, like, paying for it. So it's like you're taking all these extra steps to obtain this thing that doesn't actually like really make you happier, you know?
No,
it can't.
No. It doesn't really add to your quality of life overall. It's
No,
just
sobriety.
Yeah, sobriety will add to your quality of life overall.
Dude, when I kind of went like semi-sober recently, I feel like I'm tripping like all the time. It's insane. I'm more fucked up when I'm sober. Well, maybe not more fucked up when I'm sober than I am when I'm fucked up, but like things are different, man. Like I feel blitzed like all the time when I'm not doing drugs, and it's like fucking dope as fuck, man. I love it.
Yeah. No, it's I think it's got its merits for sure, especially like long term, like for your health wise. Like sobriety seems dope.
Well, health, mentality, energy is a big thing for me, man. Like, you know, I used to sleep, 12 hours a day, and I'm doing like 6 or 8 right now. Granted, I am like tired and busy and all over the place, but like I don't know, man. I just feel better in general. It's good. It's a good thing.
It's good to sleep, dude. It's good to dream.
You know, I noticed dreaming. I remember my dreams more when I'm sober.
That's the one thing about sobriety that I really notice is you can dream, man.
Me too.
Like,
you remember them. You retain it.
Right. You wake up in the morning and you remember your dreams, and it's almost like that when you go into this subconscious realm, like it's half your life, sort of. Like we spend half our lives like sleeping, and if you smoke all the time, you don't dream.
That's true. That's true. Tim, this is blowing my mind that you're saying this because that is my exact experience over a decade use of, marijuana and drinking and all that stuff. When you're sober, you dream. Dude, I had the most intense dream just today. Just like I took a nap, and it was like the most surreal, crazy, mind-blowing, life-changing experience. Like it was like a huge thing. And I remember not all of it. I don't remember all of it, but I remember that feeling, and I remember the gist of it. There's certain parts of it that I remember. I don't want to go into the details, but like shit, dude. I woke up from that dream, and it changed me.
Right. Yeah, it could, Like I said,
did.
that's half your life. That's half your life. And if you're smoking all the time, well, you can't remember and recall. Not to say that you can recall every dream. Certainly you can't. But when you're not, like, you can remember most of them,
Yeah, it's a huge difference that I've noticed. And like really dreaming, if you want to talk about tripping and doing drugs and stuff, I mean, is not dreaming the portal to that? I mean, you literally, it's kind of retarded to go out to try to, trip on drugs when you literally trip every night if you just chill out and go to sleep.
If you just chill out and go to sleep,
isn't
you will
that
have
kind of
a crazy experience every single fucking night? Yeah.
pretty much?
As soon as you close your eyes. Right.
I guess-
What a trip that is to kind of think about, right?
Well, it kind of goes
Like
into
that's
like
just
the,
how our brains are wired anyway, to kind of seek that experience,
yeah, and if you want to go conspiracy on it, I mean, maybe that's the reason they, being the they, I hate using the word they, but we're just going to use it for these purposes. Maybe they're pushing all these, drugs and all this stuff, because, like, if you're on, I mean,
like
we're
the
just talking about,
CIA's like pushing it.
or, whatever the shadow government is, or whatever, the world government, as they say.
Right.
On the forums and stuff. But maybe that's it. Maybe the more drugs you do, the less you are to actually experience yourself and your own mentality. I mean, like we just explained, you trip balls every single fucking night if you just live naturally for the most part.
Right.
I mean, fuck.
And
right?
even like the foods you eat and like the experiences you have, like, will have effects on your dreams, and like the stuff that you consume.
Sure. That's why I guess up that fast food and shit, bro.
Right. I remember being a really little kid and having dreams. And in fact, having dreams are some of my earliest memories.
Yeah, me too.
So it's wild, what a big part of your life you stop to think about how much time you spend dreaming, sort of.
That is a really great point. And how like different the rules work in that world compared to this world. And you spend a very similar amount of time. Maybe not half the amount of time, but it's a lot. It's very similar to the amount of time here. Maybe not a 50-50, but 45, 55,
Right.
something like that.
A good chunk. A good
Yeah.
chunk. And it's, like you said,
40,
it's
60.
really, it's only there, when you're sober, right? Like, you can't really get that when you're not smoking. man.
Not necessarily sober, but it probably depends for different people. But I will say, in my personal experience, if I'm habitually using some sort of drug, habitually being every day or every other day, something like that, dreams kind of fade away. And for me, drugs are usually alcohol or weed. I usually alternate like between the two.
Yeah.
But if you stop for a while, and sometimes it takes a couple days, sometimes it takes a week or two, whatever. But like you'll start to dream balls, man.
You'll dream balls.
We're gonna tag that here. You heard it here first. On the Truth Hour, man.
Right.
Listen to the
You
Truth
know
Hour.
what's interesting too is
You're gonna dream your fucking balls off, bro.
like there's all these podcasts about smoking DMT, smoke this DMT, smoke it till your fucking brains blow out. Like, that's all you hear about, like, on the internet these days, is smoke this DMT. Which, guys, DMT's a powerful fucking thing. Don't just go smoking it willy-nilly and shit.
I think you should all smoke it.
What's wild to me is that there's all this talk about, you know, drugs and that kind of experience, but so little about like natural experience, you know, like dreaming. Like nobody talks about that. Like, how come there's not like people studying that shit? We just take it for granted.
You're absolutely right. That's the hugest conspiracy I think we've nailed on this show.
Right.
Is the dream theory.
Dream theory.
Dream theory.
I like it.
Is completely ignored by society. Like you said, you spend almost half your life there, but we don't really acknowledge.
Right.
But
nobody really talks about it that much. If you do, it's kind of weird, and everybody's like, "Oh, wow,
Well, you talk about it like it's a made up thing that you just made up in your mind, that it just doesn't exist.
Which it is,
But-
obviously.
Sort of.
You're still experiencing it, you know.
It is a completely different reality that has a completely different set of rules that don't adhere to our
Are there
current
rules? Like, are there
Like-
rules in a dream?
Your rules are probably limited by your consciousness. So yes.
Dude, I want to, like, is this, like, canon? What are the rules of a dream?
Dude, fuck rules. I mean, really.
The laws of dreaming. If you linger for too long in any one place, the dream world begins to fray, and you will wake.
Who says that?
Jeff Warren.
Dude, fuck that guy.
He's like the only guy studying dreams.
Really?
Yeah, I guess. That's the only... And this was in 2012.
We're getting into the dream technology.
Right. It's all... Your slumbering frontal lobe wakes up inside the dream, blinking, slightly stunned, panting. Huh. Man, there's apparently lots of laws in dreaming.
Got an idea.
What's that?
I'm gonna pull something up. And, I think this might work. Give
Whenever
me
you
a...
notice in dreams seem to become more exaggerated, steep stairs get steeper, a trickle becomes a stream, becomes a flood.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Things get exaggerated in dreams, apparently. And I mean, that's true. I can definitely remember dreams like that, you know?
Hey, give me a share screen. Am I on?
Yeah, here, I can just do this.
Yeah, it looks like I'm on. We're gonna ask ChatGPT what it thinks about the subject.
Oh, this is an interesting experiment. Experiment.
Experience and experiment.
An experimental experience.
Hello? I like to be
Hello,
nice.
robot.
Yeah, I like to be nice to ChatGPT.
God evening.
Good evening. Oh. Good. That's a good catch. No problem at all.
No problem at all. I wasn't even going to say nothing about it, buddy. So, tell me what you know about these dream things that we humans have.
Yeah. Fascinating topics.
Natural part of human sleep and typically characterized by some shit.
Oh, sorry, I scrolled down. Series
Images,
sensation, yeah.
Emotions, narratives that occur involuntarily in the mind during certain stages of sleep. While the exact purpose and meaning of dreams are still debated among scientists and psychologists, there are several key aspects to consider.
We have stages of sleep. Dreams that occur during the REM state. Rapid eye movements, which is kind of
Right.
freaky. It's like you're having a seizure.
Right, your eyes are just like Oh, they're like wigging out, right? Is that what that means?
Yeah, pretty much. And then you get contents and themes.
A theme to your dream. It'd be cool if you could pick your theme, like every night when you go to sleep. You're like,
Dream
oh, I want to
theme.
dream about this. Yeah, it's
Sometimes-
my dream
well-
theme. Or if you
well,
like roll
sometimes-
a wheel,
Well, sometimes you can. Do you not have dreams
it like
about
lands
your...
on nightmare. You're like, no.
That would suck. Do you not have dreams about your everyday life or like situations sometimes?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So your subconscious definitely has a role in it, at least sometimes.
No doubt. I've had dreams about the past. I've had dreams about the future. I've had dreams about
Like what's going
places
on
I've
in your
never
personal...
been.
Or like, well, I'm talking about like things that are actually happening in your life. Like I have a great example of this, and a lot of people can I know a lot of people can relate to this just based on the amount of people that I've talked to that know about this. But they call them, or I call it like a stress, like a work stress dream, and they're most common on a Sunday evening when you're going back into work on a Monday.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a job.
And you're
that's
dreaming
a-
about work? I've totally had that before.
Yeah, so it's a job that you it's usually a job that you don't like. I mean, it can happen with jobs that you like as well. But a recurring one, which happens with a lot of people, is if they're in a bad job, and I've been in this situation, I've had them, and it's the worst fucking thing ever. You go to sleep, you've had your weekend, you had a couple days off, and in the back of your mind, you're like worried about waking up early enough to get in time to work, or like what's going to happen at work, or if it's a stressful situation at work, you're thinking about that. And I've had nightmare dreams about, going to work, like in a restaurant specifically was mine. A very busy restaurant that I worked at, and it was great. I loved the job, and it was good, hard work and all that stuff. But this shit got crazy, and I'd have these dreams when you had a day or two off, where it's like just everything goes wrong. You have like 20 tables, they all hate you. They're all everything you do is fucking up. You're dropping drinks, like all that stuff. So those are a thing for sure. I've experienced many of them, and I fucking hate them. Fucking
Yeah, that's like a nightmare, right? It's like a stress induced
well, it's a work
nightmare
well,
almost.
it's a work related stress dream that relates to your actual, life, this life, but it's
Ask
usually
it if it knows anything about nightmares.
but it's usually exaggerated. Well, we have dream interpretation, which is some bullshit. Functions and theories. The function of dreams. Some theories propose that dreams serve as a way of the brain to process emotions, consolidate memories, or simulate potential scenarios. Others suggest that dreams have no specific purpose and are simply a byproduct of the brain activity during sleep. I'm more inclined to the first one.
Well, I'm not necessarily inclined to the first one as I am just opposed to the second. Like, I think that it's kind of silly to just dismiss the idea that it's not important at all. We spend such... that's something I'm really curious about is, like, what portion of our lives, like, do we actually spend dreaming? It's got to be at least a third.
I have a good question for ChatGPT here. Elaborate more on 4. You mentioned that there...
I thought you were going to be like, you bastard.
No, you mentioned there are multiple theories.
You bastard.
Please name 17 more. That
17
did
more
not
theories.
name 4. What's great about this is it all rhymes. Elaborate more on 4. You mentioned that there are multiple theories. Please name 17 more that you did not name before.
You're like
could be
an Eminem, bro.
Yes, the Eminem for ChatGPT. Alright, here we go.
17 additional theories.
This is why this technology is amazing. I love this. I talk to this shit like every day. Activation
Simulation
synthesis theory. God, I just want to stop there for a second.
Right. That sounds so cool.
That's like the future.
It does. It is.
God damn.
That is the future, man. Activation information synthesis theory proposed by psychiatrists J. Allen Hobson and Robert McCarley. This theory suggests that dreams are the brain's attempt to make sense of random neural activity during sleep.
Lame.
So, your brain is just firing off neurons randomly, and your dreams are just trying to process that. That's, I don't know.
You see,
Threat
this is when
simulation theory. The theory proposes that dreams simulate threatening situations as a way for the brain to practice and prepare for potential real-life dangers. That sounds somewhat plausible to me.
I feel like you could probably combine a lot of these theories, and that would be closer to the truth. Sorry, I jumped up there. But yeah, it's all.
Theory.
I feel like this isn't that like. I mean, this is all like obvious, right? You're going through your brain state. You have your primal threats. You have your emotional. You have your memory, psychoanalytic. Like this all makes sense. I feel like it's all of this stuff. It's basically your brain, just kind of making sense of, whatever it is that we are, and you can kind of consolidate it into like this space where just all these things like commingled together, and it's just like this crazy fucking experience that we all forget about and completely dismiss in day-to-day life.
Right.
I mean, right?
But it's like one of the most important parts of like our consciousness. It's like it's working like itself out, sort of.
I love that it gave us 17 though. That's pretty good. It like really did good work there.
Oh, spiritual and metaphysical theories. Various spiritual and metaphysical beliefs attribute symbolic and spiritual meaning to dreams, considering them as a message from higher realms, glimpses into past lives, or connections to the collective unconscious. Now, the part with the past lives is really interesting to me. Because, I've had dreams where, I've never, been to this place before. I don't know who the people are in the dreams. It's something that, I've never experienced before that, my mind is, just pulling out of fucking nowhere, And maybe it's, different pieces of different places and different faces that I've seen throughout my life, kind of all conglomerating into one thing. But man, it's so some of the experiences I've had while dreaming have just been so bizarre in that sense. That I just couldn't name the people that I was around. It was I had no sense of how I got there or why I was there. And, it seemed like I had been there forever, and, I knew sort of I was in the right place, But,
what's really interesting about that
it's very
is
strange.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and what's even crazier is that you completely lose the sense of because whoever you are in that dream is not you. You are something else that's experiencing something different that's unexplainable. I'm talking about, right?
Well, it's almost like I'm looking through somebody else's eyes. Like I'm an avatar, man.
Here, I'll ask ChatGPT. What about a dream where you're in a place that you've never seen before, or in a place that you've never been before?
And seeing people that you've... Imagination and creativity.
Dreams can certainly feature unfamiliar places or locations. You've previously visited here. 2 perspectives.
But this says you have previously visited. But I'm saying
no, it says
I've never...
they can feature places that you've previously visited, but there are perspectives that interlope, or when you're actually, I think you're right. Hold on. What if I've never been there before? have to think. It's gonna have to ponder that one. It's like, what is
I've never ever like been to the other side of the world, right? Like I've never been to like Saudi Arabia. Like I've had dreams where like I was experiencing like life as like in a palace, you know, like in a like I don't know, like a
You're Aladdin.
Yeah, like I was Aladdin. I mean, I guess like I've seen Aladdin, right? And so like my mind's creating it. But like I'm talking about like I'm standing in another room kind of thing. Like if you dream of being in a place you have never been before, it can be intriguing and open to various interpretations.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, man. So you just talked about symbolic representation.
Right. I feel like this is like a guy, like on the other side of the world, like in India, like typing.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
He's like, yeah.
That would make this a lot better. We're just not that good, though.
Symbolic representation. Dreams often use symbolic language to convey meaning.
That's fucking awesome.
Dude, have you seen the new Spider-Man movie?
Not yet. I've been busy.
They
I
like
haven't had time.
They like go to India in it. It's like crazy. That's like the perfect place for Spider-Man.
India is great. What buildings is he gonna swing from, though?
Oh, dude,
Don't
it's
have
insane.
buildings.
It's like future India, and like the buildings are like 1,000 feet tall. Like he's like, it's crazy. It's like the perfect Spider-Man city, and
Like covered in shit.
Yeah, it is. And there's like traffic everywhere, and it's like
It's like
nuts,
Dubai.
man. It's overpopulated.
Okay, so all this is telling me that ChatGPT don't know shit about dreams. I'm gonna tell him to stop. Stop. Just stop.
Stop. Just stop, ChatGPT. Nice try, bro.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, like that.
No, it didn't.
He's like, I put 3 hours into putting this message together.
Together.
Like, fuck yeah.
Hey, man. Right.
Oh, he's not talking to me.
Yeah, you
Wow.
just pissed off. You broke ChatGPT. We were just talking about dreams, bro.
I do this all the time. This happens to me often. What do they call it? Where you like make an AI like have a contradiction and it just like makes itself like explode. Like South Park made fun of that.
Right.
With the comedy award.
Oh,
Where Germany
am Funny Bot.
Yeah, Germany built a comedy bot, but the irony of Germany having a bot that's designed for comedy was too much for comedy bot to comprehend, so it like had to implode.
Right.
It was like
Funny Bot.
yeah, and its whole
Awkward.
yeah, its master joke was to like delete all humanity and just feel awkward afterward, which is like the most German thing ever.
Right.
Awkward. Oh, I just killed all the Jews. Awkward.
Uh-oh.
My bad, guys. Sorry.
There's like some guy out there who's like, too soon, man. Too soon.
Yeah, he's like 93.
He's like, whoa. Wow.
The last World War II veteran is like tuning in live, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed in you guys.
Right. He's in the chat.
I came here for the truth, and I gotta listen to this bullshit.
And I gotta listen to this bullshit.
Yeah. Awkward.
Awkward. I am Funny Bot.
Well, GPT doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
No.
Because I called him out on his bullshit.
Man.
ChatGPT don't know shit about dreaming.
So what's an interesting dream that you've had?
I can tell you the first dream that I had.
Like as a small boy?
Yes.
Wow. All right, hit me. I'll try to remember the first dream I had if you can tell me the first dream you've had.
So back in these days, so I grew up in Conyers, Georgia, which was like kind of out in the country. It's more suburbs now, but it was like out in the country at that time. We had this. It was like a little suburban home, but it was like out there. And back in those days, you just kind of had free roam of the street. Nobody really fucked with you. You know, you and your friends could just like roll up and down the street and all that stuff. Even as a very, very, very small child, like probably as young as like 4 years old, I was like on that street, you know. And it wasn't a thing. That was normal. It was just like, you know, they're kids or whatever. And I remember there's this, and this is again really, really, really young, like 3 to 4, like super young. And I remember going across the street. And, you know, I had seen, like, Barney the Dinosaur, I think was my thing back then. I know it was my thing. I'm not even going to lie. I was into Barney, like, big time.
Everybody loved Barney.
Hell yeah. But I went across the street, and I think my parents, like, were, like, trying to make friends with the people across the street, because I only saw them, like, this one time, or maybe a couple times, but we never really hung out after that. So it's like they were trying to be friends, but it didn't really happen, you know? But I remember going over there, and, you know, their house was weird and different. It was a new place. You know, I'm not used to going in, like, you know, strangers' houses or whatever. You know, even though I did later on, you know, going to neighbors' houses. Like, it was more normal back then. But anyways, they had this TV show on that was, it was The Big Comfy Couch.
Oh, yeah. I remember the big comfy couch.
And I kind of want to look up what year that is, because that might be able to pinpoint this story. I'm going to go to Google because they're better than DuckDuckGo. The Big Comfy Couch, which was not a show that I had on my channels at home, which is why I remember it. 1992. Yeah, so I was 4 years old in 1992. That completely adds up to what I'm saying. I was born in 1988. I would be 4. That kind of blows my mind that I nailed my precise age for this. But anyways, yeah. So that was the memory.
Wow, it ran from 1992 all the way until 2006.
Yeah, it's insane. But anyways,
that is a very long run.
But I had a dream after this memory, and I have memories before this memory. But I'm telling you the first dream that I remember. And what it was I had this weird, like, envy dream where my dad was, like, going across the street to go play with this kid across the street because his house was cooler and he had, like, that TV show and stuff and, like, you know.
He had the big comfy couch.
He did. Well, it wasn't that specific in the dream, I can tell you that, but I was jealous because my dad was going over across the street and he was spending time with this kid. And I was, like, really pissed off about it. And he kept doing it. And he kept it. And he was, like, ignoring me. And I'd be like, hey, Dad, like, you know, I'm learning how to ride a bike or whatever. And he'd be like, fuck you, I'm going across the street. Like, that was the dream. And there was this one time that he was crossing the street. And I'm going to pull up another date thing here because I have another reference for the time that can probably pinpoint this dream, which will blow my mind if this is the exact date. But when he crossed the street, he got hit by a car. And when he got hit by a car, his head popped out like one of those crash test dummy toys that they used to make in those days. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yes, I do. The crash test dummies. They were like these yellow-headed dudes.
Yeah, and you like push a button.
All pop off.
Yeah, you'd like push a button on them, and they'd be like, "Whoa!" And that's what happened to my dad in the dream. Is he got hit by the car, and that happened to him. And then I specifically,
Wow.
remember his shoe flying like in the air. It was like a shot of just his shoe, like as if it was a movie of his. It was like a tennis shoe flying through the air, and the laces were flying, and the whole dream implied, you know, with the crash test dummy and the shoe flying, that he died. And I remember waking up from this dream being terrified that my dad just got hit by a car and died. And I literally, oh, here we go. Early 1991 is when Generation 1 came out. So this all adds up to what I'm talking about. Yep, this is it right here. This is 1985. So they go back even before our time, actually, because I was born in 88. But anyways, I remember waking up. Oh, and they're expensive. $76. But I remember waking up and I ran into my mom and dad's room. I ran into my mom and dad's room, and I remember like jumping in their bed and like hugging my dad and being like, you died, like you're dead, like you're dead. And he's like, no, like I'm not. It was a dream that I had where I watched him die, and I couldn't really, and it woke me up, and as a child I couldn't process it, so I ran back into their bed. Like I wasn't even in their room. I think I was sharing a room maybe with my brother at the time. But I ran back into their room, woke them up in the middle of the night, like jumped in their bed and like grabbed my dad and was like, "You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead." And you know what's crazy? And you know what's crazy is he probably could not recall this story. Like if I told him about this, he probably doesn't remember. It was just probably just another random night for him. But that is the first dream that I remember, like specifically,
Wow.
and I never forgot it. Obviously.
Wow,
And
that's incredible.
yeah, and the crash test dummies, like I said, this is all like backing up my story. Like this was all I had the crash test dummy thing, and that was him in the dream. Was he had the crash test dummy, and then the big comfy couch added up as well. So I'm not a liar. I'm not just making this shit up.
Dude, so that's incredible, man. Like that you were able to date all that with those toys and whatnot.
Yeah. Like I have a very vivid memory of that.
Yeah.
And that was a
Well, it's
dream.
weird that like your dreams had like things that you could reference like that, you know.
Yeah. Well, I had these toys too, so they definitely influenced the dream. And also over time, you know, our memories are fickle as shit. So how much of that do I actually recall? They say when you remember a memory, you're just remembering the memory. You're not actually remembering the memory, or you're remembering the last time that you remembered the memory. So your actual memories are not actual memories. They're just copies of the last time that you remembered them.
So the earliest dream that I can recall was actually what I would call a nightmare. And so I don't know how old I was. I was really little, probably like 2 or 3 years old.
Did it look like this?
No. I don't remember having a nightmare that involved a crash test dummy, no.
It looks like a nightmare.
It does look like a nightmare now that I'm thinking about that. Oh my god. I mean, I remember being a kid and like that was kind of my dreams for the most part were nightmares. Like I remember when Jurassic Park came out and my mom, so I went to see Dennis the Menace, right, with my mom, and so Dennis the Menace ended and the rest of my family was in watching another movie. Well, the other movie was Jurassic Park. And so my mom walked me in there, and the scene that she walked me into was that scene where it's like the dude from Seinfeld, and he gets that fucking thing on him, and it's like, wow! And it
acid.
spits all that shit out on him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just like screamed my ass off. I was like, ah! You know, and fucking like ran out of the fucking theater. And so that's like one of the... And then I would continue. I would have nightmares for like years. And I'm talking like up until I was like almost 10 years old, dude.
I also
these
saw
fucking
Jurassic Park.
dinosaurs.
I also saw Jurassic Park in theaters, and the Velociraptors freaked me the fuck out.
Well,
but
that's what it turned into. Like, eventually, because I saw it outside of the theaters, like it came out on video, and we got it on video, and I watched it at home. And then it was like the Velociraptor scared the shit out of me, and I had nightmares about those fucking things for years.
Well, for me, it was more in the theater and not expecting it because I'd never seen a scary movie before. So, like, seeing things like pop out at you, and they're literally like hunting children in the kitchen, and you're like, oh my god, like that whole fucking thing. So, as a small child watching small children getting hunted by velociraptors, you're like, what the fuck? And when it's loud in the theater too, it's loud. It's a big fucking, you know. But ever since then, afterwards, I mean, obviously I was terrified in the theater, but me and my brother both, we wanted to be paleontologists. That was our life mission.
Too. Right.
Yeah. We're like, we want to, like, I want to study bones and dinosaurs. Actually, the first 2 books that I published in my life, as one as a 6-year-old and the second as a 7-year-old, the first book that I published is called Dinosaur Adventure.
Nice.
and it's dedicated to myself.
Nice.
And the second book is called, like, I don't remember what it's called. It's like Dinosaur Adventure 2 or something like that. And each book is like and each book is like 6 pages. I can even tell you how Dinosaur Adventure goes. Dinosaur Adventure. This is a summary of Dinosaur Adventure,
Okay.
but it'll give you a good idea of the first book.
Can you give me the second as well, the sequel?
No, I'd have to dig that up and read it to you. But the first Dinosaur Adventure, I could tell you pretty much. I can summarize it for you. I'm not gonna say it word for word because I don't know. But it was like there was a Tyrannosaurus Rex who was very sneaky and cunning. But there was also a Triceratops who was like equally as cunning.
Sneaky too.
But maybe, yeah, he was also very sneaky. But then one day, a meteor came and killed them both. The end.
Damn.
That's Dinosaur.
Wow.
Dedicated to myself.
Nice. I'm glad that you published that.
Yeah, it's out there. There's only 6 copies. No, actually, I think there's only 3 surviving copies of Dinosaur Adventure. And Dinosaur Adventure, I can be man enough to admit that it went a little bit downhill after that. There was more of like a zoo, like modernized theme, like, you know, it got a little bit more complicated. And I also dedicated that one to my family because they were pissed off that I dedicated the first one just to myself. Yeah, they're like, you can't dedicate a book to yourself. And I was like, well. They're like, I remember them asking me. They did. They're like, well, do you want to dedicate this book to someone? And I was like, not really. And they're like, well, you got to dedicate it to someone. I was like, okay, well, me. Just dedicate it to me. And they published it. It's a published book that's dedicated to myself. It's Dinosaur Adventure.
It's Dinosaur Adventure 1, Part 1.
Yeah.
They come back after the meteor. Like, there's like a survivor.
Yeah, I think the second one was maybe.
Don't spoil it. Oh shit.
Yeah. We'll have to come back to. We'll have to do an episode dedicated to Dinosaur Adventure 2 later. Another
I'm
day.
ready for that one.
I'm just not prepared to put it all out there yet.
It's so heavy the way it ends, you know. The third act of Dinosaur Adventure is like, whoa.
How do you follow up?
Come back from that? Yeah, exactly. I'm so curious.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about that before.
Right.
I don't know.
It's a hard act to follow.
Oh shit. Hey man, I gotta pee. You wanna dance for the crowd for a minute? I'm gonna turn off my screen. I'm gonna turn off my screen share. Yeah.
Here we are, Dinosaur Adventure. All right, guys. So we've talked about dreams. We've talked about dinosaurs. We've talked about dinosaurs in our dreams. So I don't know if I finished my story about my earliest dream. So my earliest dream, my family lived in this trailer, right? Like I grew up in the woods, and like we grew up off this main highway, but like our house was way back in the woods, and so I would kind of run around in the woods during the day, and we had like this big fucking field that I like played in, you know, and so wildlife and stuff, it was a big part of my life, you know, just like being outdoors and like just the different things in nature, like birds and reptiles and turtles and amphibians and leaves, you know, on trees and shit, fucking vegetation and plants. And I was really into that stuff as a kid. And so I was pretty much outside all the time, but occasionally I'd come inside and it might be raining or something, and I'd watch something on TV. And a lot of the time for me at that age, it was like Winnie the Pooh. And so it was weird, though, because in the dream, right? So in the dream, I was in my parents' trailer, and I was in their bedroom. And in their bedroom, it had like this big green wall, right? And so it was nighttime, and so it was time to go to sleep. And I was sitting there, and that Winnie the Pooh, it was a Winnie the Pooh, but it was like live action Winnie the Pooh. It was like people dressed up in Winnie the Pooh suits was like playing on TV. And now keep in mind, this was a dream. This isn't, I'm already asleep when this is going on. And I'm sitting there in my parents' bed, and I'm just watching Winnie the Pooh on TV. Like, they had their TV mounted up in the corner. This was like an old 80s style TV, too. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching Winnie the Pooh, and all of a sudden my dad walks in. Or no, actually it was my mom walks in. She walks in with this box, and she says, this is a new game. And I'm like, oh, heck yeah, I loved games, you know, when I was a kid. And so I'm like, cool. And she sets the box on the bed, and then she walks out. And so I'm still sitting there and I'm watching Winnie the Pooh. And like, all of a sudden, like, I look down and like the game, it's called 1,000 Snakes. And like, I don't know how like my young mind could even process. Like, I don't even know if I was reading yet. But I knew what the game was called. It's called 1,000 Snakes.
I play that game.
And so, yeah, dude, it's crazy game.
1,000 Snakes.
So, right, I opened the box. Yeah, I did. And so I opened the box, and 1,000 snakes fly out of the box. And I'm still like Winnie the Pooh's still playing on TV. But I look up at the screen, and all of a sudden, like, Winnie the Pooh is like evil as fuck. And like he's got like fucking red eyes and shit. And then like there's snakes like everywhere. Like they're all over the bedroom and all over the bed and like all over me. And like I'm like sitting there like, oh my god. And then the lights go out. Like the bedroom light goes out and I'm in the dark. And then one light comes on and it's like red. And it's like there's, you know, that scene in Indiana Jones where like he like that fucking snake's like right there in his fucking face or whatever. And so it's that. But it's like this is the king snake, and like I know he's the fucking king snake because he fucking tells me I'm the king snake. And he's got like a little crown and shit. And he's like, you gotta play 1,000 snakes. And you gotta get all the snakes back in the fucking box and shit. And I'm like, no!
It sounds like a snake version of like Jumanji.
Yeah, it was.
But with 1,000 snakes.
Yeah, 1,000 snakes. And I'm like freaking out and I'm like crying and shit. And that's like when I wake up, I'm like, no, I don't want to play 1,000 snakes. And
we should write like a short movie about entitle it 1,000 Snakes.
1,000 snakes.
Yeah.
And it's basically Jumanji.
But with snakes. Well, just like you described. Or just like what you described. We can do like a little short, kind of like a Black Mirror, like 1,000 Snakes. It's just like a little mini episode where it's like some kid, just like you described everything, where he has, you know, he gets this game, It's called 1,000 Snakes. He's like, "Oh, thanks, Mom. I'm gonna go up to my room and play this." And he doesn't right away, but he waits until like it's dark and
Right,
bedtime.
he's just watching Winnie the Pooh, man.
Yeah, he's watching Winnie the Pooh, and then he's like, "Oh, look, I'll check this thing out." He's just looking at it, not even that curious, and he opens it, and then 1,000 snakes. And then just
1,000 snakes. Fuck.
And then he goes into like this crazy like psychedelic reality. It could be like very like retro color, like with the like what they call that fucking that thing with the lasers with the in the 80s that was like the guys on the like a synthwave, like the guys on the motorcycles on the synth. You know what I'm talking? What's that called?
Kung
They just did
Fury?
Well, yeah, basically Kung Fury, but no, they did like a remake of it. What the fuck is that shit called? It was like Tron. That's what it is.
Tron. Yeah.
Yeah, so you basically go into like this Tron world where you have to like assimilate the snake. You have to gather the snakes. There's 1,000 snakes. You have to, get in there and like I guess we'd have to have a good animator for that, or we could make it like a comic, 1,000 Snakes comic book.
1,000 snakes, dude. That is a crazy, scary comic book. I feel like,
I'd also only make it a one episode, a one-off, like not a series. It's just one episode, one session, one episode, one comic book. What do they call it in the comic book world? You don't get seasons. You get what do they call them?
Room of 1,000 snakes.
Room of 1,000. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. Really? How old is it?
Playroom of 1,000 snakes. It's really old.
Maybe this is where you got the idea from.
Maybe.
Room of 1,000 snakes.
Sorry, Google Chrome can't run this app.
Is it-
Do I even have
Is it
Internet
Ben
Explorer?
Esposito?
I don't even have an Explorer. Ben Esposito. Room of 1,000 snakes.
It says under about, I can't say anything about it. Maybe the best game we've ever made. Credits. I did the level design, art, SFX website, and not the music. Vili Vigdorshik did the programming and additional design, and came with the joke because he's a genius. This Yuli Vigdorshik. So it's a game called
It's a game.
Room of 1,000 Snakes. Should we play it?
I can't. It's not letting me do it on my browser, and I don't have.
I had to
not
download
downloading Internet Explorer just for that.
it. I just downloaded it. I'm probably gonna get a virus and die.
Here,
but
I'll screen share.
Yeah, I'm going balls deep on Room of 1,000 Snakes. Hold on, let me download it first, and then I'll screen share here in a second. I had to like download a player. This is how my laptop dies, everybody.
Yeah, this is like now you're gonna like get the KGB like sent to your house.
It's a cheap laptop, so whatever. It's actually what I bought this laptop for. But this is like my virus laptop, so it's fine. That's why we're streaming.
This
on
is
it.
my virus laptop.
Yeah, it really is. It was like $120. I bought it 5 years ago. I'm good.
This is the one I use to get my viruses on.
Pretty much.
You like put them all on a floppy disk, and that's how I give it to other people.
So it looks like I downloaded it. I thought I installed it, but it's not popping up.
Here, share your screen. Let's.
I know. I'm just trying to get it
okay.
going. But yeah, I
wanna
can
see
go
this
ahead.
room of 1,000 snakes.
Yeah, me too. They said it's the best game they ever made.
I
And,
know.
and he said that there's a Russian guy who's a fucking genius that programmed it. So, like, I'm sold. Yeah, let me share screen. I'll try to pull this thing up here. screen.
can't wait.
Here we go.
Oh wow.
Alright, so I downloaded it. It was Unity Web Player. I thought I already installed it, did this, but I'll try again.
All
Yeah,
right,
Unity
here we
Web
go.
Player has been installed. Finished. And then that's it, and it just finishes. Maybe I can go back to the website now.
Yeah, now you gotta go back to the
Alright.
website.
It just says install Unity Web Player, which I just did.
Okay, now refresh the page.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah, nothing. I can try.
Oh wait, what is that thing? It said play with sound at the top.
Oh, wait, here we go. Agree. Finish. Oh, I already did all that. Yeah, I'll go back to that. Play with sound. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Room of 1,000 Snakes. Made by Yulif and Ben of Arcane Kids. I wonder if this is just like a dead link. No?
No.
They made
Sonic
Zenith?
Dreams. Room of 1,000 Snakes.
I want to play
Crap,
Room of 1,000
no one loves
Snakes.
me. It's just Unity Web Player. That's all.
So I'm
it is.
on, yeah, so I'm on Firefox right now. I can maybe try Chrome. See if that makes a
It
difference.
wouldn't let me do it on Chrome.
Oh, really?
Uh-uh.
I mean, if it doesn't work tonight, I'll reach out to these guys. I'll be like, yo.
Hey, you need to get your shit together. I want to play
What's
Room
up?
of 1,000 Snakes.
Yeah. Well, let's play Zenith. It's a student game made over a few months meant to celebrate speed, movement, and Twitter.
Twitter, okay.
That's cool. Let's see if Chrome pops up. Like some rooms of a room of 1,000 snakes.
I know. I want to play some Room of 1,000 Snakes. Did you ever play like Daggerfall way back in the day?
Arcanekids.com/snakes. Daggerfall. No, I don't think so.
It was
No.
like the first Elder Scrolls game.
No. The first one I played was Morrowind, and it blew my fucking mind.
It blew my mind too, man. That's the game I remember actually playing. But I remember my dad had Daggerfall, and that was on the computer, and it was huge. It's probably the
Really?
biggest of the Elder Scrolls game. Yeah, it's got all the places. It's got like Skyrim is in it, like so is Morrowind. Like all the locations that they've used are on that map.
I'll look that up. Daggerfall? I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's the original Elder Scrolls. Daggerfall.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to contact Yuli Zhitshashik about this room.
I
of
can't
1,000
say
snakes.
anything about it. Maybe the best game we've ever made. No description is necessary for this.
Pretty much.
Room
Oh,
of
man,
1,000 Snake.
My shit's running slow. Well, this is the oh, that's us.
Close that one. That's probably why your shit's running slow.
Yeah, that, and I have like 8 open tabs. Is it Daggerfall Elder Scrolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen this before. Close some of this shit out. Get all these tabs out of here. Zach Kreger would be going crazy right now.
Yeah.
With all these tabs. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you
I'm trying to play Room of 1,000 Snakes, and you have all these.
trying to
You have
play
like
Room of
15.
1,000
You have
Snakes.
15,000 tabs open. Wow, this looks cool as fuck. This is on a computer, like back in the 90s,
I think so, yeah.
or maybe like early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
Let's find out. I've been watching Afromancy, and I'm getting black culture commercials. Yeah. Hey.
That just looks like Skyrim. I think that is Skyrim.
He's talking shit on Skyrim.
He's like, fuck you, Skyrim.
Yeah, pretty much.
What
Whoa.
is this? What is this?
Can you hear? Oh,
Okay.
you can't hear it, can you?
No.
Damn it. Whoa. I don't know how to give you audio. How do I do it?
Audio from this guy.
I'm gonna find it.
I don't need it.
I'm gonna find it.
I can already tell what this guy's all about.
He's saying this game is amazing, is what he's saying.
I'm sure he is.
Daggerfall. Daggerfall.
Yeah, it's huge. It's like
There's
the
like
biggest
epic
game
music playing
ever.
right now.
We're going back to Daggerfall, boys and girls.
Yeah. Oh, that was dope. Boobies.
Don't stop believing. Daggerfall. That's Skyrim again. Or no, that's Morrowind. Or no, that's Oblivion. I can't tell.
Oblivion.
Oblivion
He's making-
was a really cool game too.
He's making fun of it.
He would.
But now he's complimenting it. But he's saying they took out a bunch of stuff. And now he's saying Elder Scrolls. Now he's saying Elder Scrolls made a splash.
Oh, what a splash it was, indeed. I don't think any, like, this is definitely Oblivion. He's not even showing Daggerfall.
He's talking about other stuff. Connect your audio.
Oh, no, it's not the first one. The first one was Arena. The Elder Scrolls Arena. I thought Daggerfall was the first one. Yeah, the game features over 15,000 cities, towns, and villages.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's huge, man. It came out on MS-DOS. I was trying to get a picture of the map. Let's see.
Can you hear that?
No.
Damn it.
Man, I can't find like a big picture of the map. It's huge though.
Can you hear that?
No.
Hello?
Hello.
Shit.
I cannot hear it. Oh no, it's Arena that has all the different places. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright. Can you bet you can't hear the audio?
No.
Damn it. Hold on. Get back to ChatGPT. We're gonna figure this shit out.
And that's another thing, is this isn't even the right game. Although this game I think is better than the original game. But the game I was talking about that has all the different locations in it is actually called Arena. It's called Elder Scrolls Arena is the first one. But I think Daggerfall is like better or something. I don't know.
Well, you said that you saw your dad. Was he playing Daggerfall or Arena?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you now. I thought it was one thing. It might be this.
You're sharing.
We're sharing and caring. The first Elder Scrolls game has the biggest map by far.
Really? What's the,
Yes.
Is that Arena?
Yes.
Alright, give me 1 second. Pull that one up. Yeah, fuck this guy. He looks like Mac from It's Always Sunny. This one's 4 hours long.
4 hours. Oh my god. Four hours of madness. Can you see that?
See what?
I'm sharing my screen with you.
I can't. I think I'm sharing screen right now, but give me just 1 second. I'm trying to get the audio going.
Okay. There it is,
The
Arena.
Yeah, I have Arena pulled up here. Share computer sound option. I don't see that option.
The share computer sound option. Where could it be?
Ah, here it is. I think I found it.
How it came to be, we must
Oh,
first
that's it.
Yes.
find out the time, be early.
I can hear it.
Feeling brave to me. How brave?
I got the heart and smarts to play the part. Now,
Go ahead, make your move. Jump into the magic whirlpool. Turn the whole kingdom upside down.
You hear a laughing sound not too far away.
Wow.
Hey, Elven Lord, tell me anything?
I wonder if those figures that they're using on that thing are worth anything. Oh, that game was cool as shit. It had them balls.
Before computer RPGs, there were the original role-playing games, Dungeons and Dragons.
They're still out there, man. Dungeons and Dragons is going strong.
Yeah, we're about to roll on that shit.
Are we?
Yeah.
Video games, they
We just
have
need more
so
players.
many classic top-down
We need
series.
Jamie. We need Jamie.
Adventures of
I've been trying to reach out to her, but
Blizzard.
I can't find her.
These games were full of intricate systems
She's a hard lady to find.
Yeah.
Generation was a necessity of the genre. Instilled
I also have Carrie Knight, who's gonna be stepping in as well. Another lady. So it's gonna be 2 dudes, 2 ladies,
based in
and maybe someone else.
close enough, I guess. Story goes.
What about Tomahawk? Did you ever get in touch with Tomahawk?
I can't find him.
Also, the company
Damn.
said Arena's
Yeah, he's
celebration
untouchable.
is a little more nuanced.
Untouchable.
Have revealed
Pretty
that
much.
rival TTRPGs were indeed played up.
Alright, let's find this guy. Let's find.
Was not used. Instead, Element.
Let's skip ahead so we're not here for 4 hours.
Storyline and setting.
Wow.
It's
Wind
commercial.
blowing.
Never gets old.
Commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And setting.
Yeah.
Was more critical, pointing out the basic trope-ridden writing of Arena. Peterson
Wow.
explained that he used these negative reviews to fuel his attempt to diversify the plot of Daggerfall and to inject more abstract lore into the series.
It is amazing that they released a game like this so long ago. Like, so good.
Reshade plot and game
Like, where you can go anywhere.
My mission
Right. No, they set the bar really high.
subverting expectations wherever possible. Demons were now called Daedra, and while scary, not universally evil. The Underking, a boogeyman reference in Arena,
That's so
was a
cool.
sympathetic backstory.
Whoa.
And the faction you fought in the first game became a group you could join.
Yeah, it's
While
Yeah.
crazy cool.
story, it was also very praiseful elsewhere. It again raves about the graphics, magic effect, and frame rate.
Dude, so are you going to be DMing, or are you going to be one of the characters in the game?
I'm gonna be a DM that controls characters in the game. I'm gonna be fucking with you guys massively the entire time with multiple characters.
Nice.
And I'm gonna be a vengeful, like really pissed off god. So if you like don't appease my minions, like I'll fuck you up.
Okay. Good. I'm glad I know the rules.
Yeah. and I want to encourage like volatile behavior. Like if you're just like trying to follow the quest and get the treasure and do the mission, I'll fuck you up. Like you gotta
there
be
will
like
be penalties involved for that.
yeah, you gotta be like if you want to find like the real treasure, like you gotta like rape your way to the situation. Like you gotta like really just.
You gotta get in there. You gotta dig in.
Yeah, you
gonna
gotta
be
get. I want a bunch of fuck ups. Like I don't want like regular adventurers. I don't want the the strong paladin with good morals and all that. I don't want any of that stuff. I mean, you guys still have to figure out your own way. And you can't. I'm just not gonna. I mean, it's gonna be hard as shit. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a hard, cruel, fucked up world. You're all gonna die a lot. You're gonna have to re-roll a lot. Like you're definitely gonna die, but if you have any emotional, things with your character, or whatever, maybe I'll bring you back as a ghost. If you raped enough stuff, like if you raped like 30 goats or something, maybe if you die, I'll give you the power to come back as a ghost. I won't tell you that, but maybe I'll let it happen. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
It's gonna be fucked up.
You gotta rape 30 goats to survive as a ghost.
I mean, that's just the baseline.
Right. That's the bar.
Yeah, if you want to come back as a ghost, like you gotta put your time in.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta
It's
get
cruel.
down and dirty.
Cruel world. But yeah, we're gonna need a couple more players. I got you. I got Ruby. Can probably do it. Jamie's out because I can't find her. Tomahawk's out because I can't find him. We have 2 friends missing in action. So yeah, I don't know. I gotta find more people.
I don't know any people.
I might know a guy, but I don't think I could get him to commit to a campaign. So I don't know. It's hard.
What if we just got like some random guy from the store?
Yeah, or like Malachi. Or no, Malachi's not fucked up enough, so he's not an option.
No.
Nah, he's too green.
Yep.
He's just a boy.
He's just a boy. He don't know no better.
I do think you should get him to do your comic book store podcast, because tomorrow's comic book day.
It is.
You guys should do it.
We should.
Yes. Do it. What time is he in tomorrow?
He comes in at like 11 tomorrow, I think.
He gets out of school by 11?
I think he's off for the summer.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, it's summer vacation, bro.
So he comes in at 11, and then when does he go home?
Tomorrow it'll be 7.
Okay, so y'all can do like a afternoon, evening podcast.
Yeah.
I'll tune in. I'll troll you guys. It'll be great.
Dude, we might.
Yeah. The entire time, I'll just make fun of Malachi. Be like that Weird Al, black ass Weird Al motherfucking looking piece of shit. Start making stuff up.
Dude, he insulted like one of my customers today.
Oh yeah, how do you do that?
Accidentally.
What do you say?
He said something about like, what is up with all these 40 and 30-year-old men wearing these Hawaiian shirts? And then my customer was very off-put by that.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. He probably will.
Yeah, he'll be back. You know, nerds like that, they like a little bit of abuse. It's fine. He'll come back.
They like it a little rough.
Yeah. Be like, that fucking kid, fuck that guy. And he walks out all angry, but then he comes back and he's like, but I want to buy some magic cards.
Yeah, maybe. Probably.
Speaking of which, and speaking of dreams, this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. I had a dream where I opened one of my Lord of the Rings magic decks.
Did you really?
I did.
Nice.
And it wasn't the one. It wasn't the ring. It wasn't in there. It was like the number 2 ring was in there.
The number 2.
Yeah, it was like the silver ring.
Oh, dude, did I tell you like that Post Malone dude has a bounty of $2 million on that thing right now?
Oh, I didn't know it was Post Malone that had it.
Yeah, it's Post Malone. That's his bounty.
I'll take 10 million for it.
You're just like, I'll take 10 million.
Yeah, 2 million is that's not enough. I want 10 million and health insurance, but like good health insurance. For 10 for
just
10
health
years.
insurance for the rest of your life?
Nah, for 10 years. I want 10 years. 10 years of like no money down health insurance. So anything I get for 10 years, and then $10 million. That'd be my double 10 take. But honestly, I'm not gonna sell it ever. Honestly, I don't even think that's enough. It's mine. Fuck y'all. I have it. I'm dreaming about it. I'm taking the emotional burden here. Y'all can fuck off. You're fucking $10 million, $2 million. Get the fuck out of here, Post Malone.
Fucking Post Malone.
You'll never touch my ring of power. You'll have to fucking kill me.
Yeah, those boxes are already going for $500 a piece.
Over my dead body, you'll take. No, they're not. I looked on Amazon. They're for $440 something is what they're at right now.
I saw on TCG today that like $494.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was earlier this morning though.
Let's see. Well, that's what you're selling them for. What's it called? Lord of the Rings. I love how Trevor Moore like hated Lord of the Rings. Like he was always trolling him.
Yeah.
He's a Star Wars geek. Let's see how. Collector Booster 12. This one's only going for 374, but that's not the same one, is it?
No, it's not.
What is that one?
That's the one. I don't think that one's come out yet.
It says Collector Special Edition Collector Booster Box, 12 packs.
It says up in the top right-hand corner. It says
Universes.
Yeah,
Universes
November
Beyond.
8th through the 10th, I believe, is when this comes out.
So no ring in that one.
Nope.
I love how Amazon is selling the ring. How much did the rings go for?
Like a real Lord of the Rings ring.
A rep, $20.
$20 bucks.
Fuck that. That's so lame. Like engrave that shit out of gold and then get back to me.
Right.
Fucking $20. That's like insulting. Okay, so that one's not out yet. I thought I saw this one on here. Yeah, I don't see it on here now. It was on here the other day. Like I checked literally 2 or 3 days ago.
Could have sold out. Check TCG Player.
Oh, well, I just want to check one more thing here. Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings set booster box. That's what it is, right?
No, it's a collector's.
Oh. How do I get the screen sharing thing out of my hair again? Collector's booster box.
Yep.
Oh, here it is.
That's it.
Maybe they are sold out because I don't see a price on here, and the reviews are low. The reviews are only 2.5 stars.
It looks like it's sold out.
Yeah, I don't see any prices. Oh shit!
Yeah, check TCG.
This I swear, dude, this shit was available on Amazon 2 or 3 days ago when I looked.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Shit moves quick. Oh, snakes popped up.
Snakes.
Room of 1,000 snakes.
Nice.
What's it called? Lord of the Rings. What's it called? Collectors.
Yeah.
Collector booster box.
That's it.
$480.
$480.
And going up. Look at that chart.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's trending upwards.
Except the one folly of this whole thing is that one motherfucker that finds that fucking ring is just gonna destroy the value of everything.
Right.
But if it's never found, then it's the infinite up.
Yep.
Because then it's like, you know, who has it? Where is it? I don't know. Any pack could have it. It's a total. I mean, that's like the most risky situation possible for but those of you that don't know what we're talking about. This is the new Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set that just came out. They have a one-off card. It's the Ring of Power, and there's only one. So what people are doing is they're just buying packs and holding on to them. Didn't you mention someone was like destroying packs or something like that?
Yes.
So the idea, how shitty will he feel if that ring turns up?
Very.
He's like, fuck, I spent all that money just destroying packs, and like, fuck, because he has a bunch of packs too, I assume.
Absolutely.
Where do you find this guy? What's this guy's name?
His name's like Cordell.
Cordell.
Yeah.
I'll look this
He just
motherfucker
like
up.
actively destroys the Lord of the Rings collector's packs.
I want to see it. You told me about this. I kind of need to see it to believe it.
Oh, like
Stream.
I don't think there's a dude on YouTube doing it. Oh, is it? Oh wow, I didn't know it was a YouTube guy. This
This one
is just a
says
guy
review.
I know that like destroys packs.
That's it here. Good luck. Here are your 2 collector packs. That's awesome, Jocelyn.
Oh, he's looking at
Sounds
him
like your
though.
LGS is a good one. Ball go down.
Yeah.
1 ring.
No
ring.
way.
Oh,
That's
wait,
not
that's
real.
not real. Darn it. Relic of Sauron. Mount Doom.
Hold on, he said it's not serialized. So
no,
how did
that's
he?
not the serialized one
How does he know that?
because it didn't have a number on it.
Wait, so you can draw the Ring of Power, but it's not the Ring of Power?
Yeah. It's like a copy of the Ring of Power.
How many copies did they make?
A fuckload. It's a card that's like in the set.
Oh, so you have to get. So there's other people that have the ring. They just don't have the ring.
Right, exactly. Yeah, anybody
that.
can get the ring, but like you can't get the ring. The
That's some
one ring is
bullshit.
different. Yeah.
That's some bullshit. I hate that. I thought they just made one and that was it.
Well, they did, but it's the one of one ring.
Yeah, but it's one of many rings apparently. There's other rings. It's just this one just happens to have a special tag on it. Is my understanding.
Well, it
of
has
it.
different art too, and it's all written in Elvish, and it's rumored that it has golden text. Like all the text on it is actually like gold.
Okay. Well, the world will never know because I will never open my packs.
You have only one choice.
You have only one choice.
What are we waiting for?
Uh-oh. See, I figured it would, like, fuck him up a lot more, you know, if he tried to do that. I remember thinking that as a kid, like, man, I feel like that should have, like, fucked him up a lot more.
Be destroyed, Gimli, son of Gloin.
He's strong.
Gimli, son of Gloin.
Why don't you think before you act?
Oh man.
Hey, so I was watching Trailer Boys with, you know, that's what Sam's stream. And he brought up a really cool idea that Jurassic Park needs a prequel.
Definitely.
Like the origin of John Hammond.
I love that.
Like the scientist who like invented all that shit.
Alright. Yo, dog. I gotta pee and I gotta go to bed, so I'm gonna end on this. So, it's been real, brother. I love you, man. This has been the Truth Hour. Y'all take care.
Is here for you. All of you.
Will you help me repair my game? Will you help me repair?
For all of you.
Did you find what you was looking for? Will you help me repair my gate and door?
Ba-na-na-na.
Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake?
Would you?
You can take as much as you
Want to take?
There must be a big mistake. Would you like to have a slice of mine?